Hey, give peace a chance and it might just take over. This is Tamara Henry. I'm your host for In, It's the Only Way Out. And on this show, we delve into the minds of conscious leaders. And today, I would like to welcome Terry Mason from the Department of Peace to the show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And so tell us, what is the Department of Peace?
Well, the Department of Peace doesn't exist yet. We're working on making it exist. There is currently legislation before the House of Representatives to create a cabinet-level Department of Peace in our government. And what the Department of Peace would do would be to research, articulate, facilitate nonviolent solutions to conflict, both domestically and internationally. It would also create a peace academy, which would be patterned after the military academy, so we would train people in the most cutting-edge ways of waging peace, and then send those people out into the world to do good work.
Now, I love that when you say wage peace. I mean, we're actually, we're waging war. We know how to do that. We've studied that. But now we're going to find out the intricacies and the plans, the battle plans for waging peace.
Exactly. Yeah. And the truth is, there's no dearth of knowledge in these areas. Right now, there are about 250 colleges and universities across this country that give degrees in higher education in peace building and peacemaking.
Yeah, I want to get my PhD there.
Exactly. But those colleges, 20 years ago, that wasn't the case. So this is a rapidly increasing and growing movement. And basically, we're just working on capitalizing on programs and knowledge that exists already. And having an institutional platform for those peace work.
And I kind of think that maybe the reason this is happening at this time on our planet is because, I keep hearing all the spiritual studying that I do, is that we are evolving as spiritual beings more and more toward lightness of being and oneness of being. So in the physical reality, more of our real world things are going to reflect that.
I agree.
So
I agree. Also, there are people, though, who may not be as spiritually evolved as you are. And the truth is, this is very practical and very concrete. There are programs that exist that do incredible work at ameliorating the causes of violence, of getting to the root cause of violence before it starts, and to do incredible work to make things better than they are, because frankly, going down the path that we have been is just not going to work. The World Health Organization estimated that we spend $300 billion per year on the cost of domestic violence.
Wow.
That's excluding the cost of war. So we're spending so much money at the result of violence. And we're not doing anything to get to the root cause.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, is that nothing is impervious. It penetrates everything, whether it's nations, our planet, or whether it is relationships, like you say, domestic violence between men and women, or
and children.
within families, within children. And it even is in the level of the mind, like even just your own relationship with yourself inside your mind. How much violence do you have? How much anxiety do you have? How much peace do you have?
Absolutely.
So it's everywhere.
Absolutely. You can sit in your own bedroom and meditate and get into a really great space, and you get on the 405 freeway and forget it. It's all over, right? It's
I know.
Wow.
That's exactly what somebody just said to me. They said, even if you did achieve peace, what would you do to keep it?
Well,
how could you keep it?
And that's really a bigger task. It's really a social movement that we're talking about. We're talking about creating an institutional platform so that there's an intention stated in our governmental structure, so that we have a place to put these efforts, because they're going on, they're just under-supported and under-acknowledged.
Right.
But individually, you're absolutely right. We all have to do that. Gandhi said to be the change you want to see in the world. And that applies so deeply to the actions of peace. We all need to start in a very local level, build it out to our family, to our community, to the cities, counties, state, and then the whole country. But if we start with a cabinet-level department, and we state that intention at that high level, then it's a trickle down. For instance, John F. Kennedy in the 60s said that in 10 years we'll be on the moon. And at the time it was a completely outlandish thought, completely ridiculous. However, the science did exist to get on the moon. Just the scientists were all spread out and they weren't together. So what happened, because he created that statement, they created NASA, they created a governmental entity, all the scientists came together.
And they made it happen.
And they made it happen.
And so we can do the same thing with peace.
Exactly.
Like build it and come.
Exactly.
All right. Well, the Peace Alliance, you have a wonderful video that you brought, about a 10 or 12 minute video. We want to take a look at that video to get more of the details about what you guys are doing to help make this a reality.
Very good.
Take a look.
You've got basically a very, very small number of people on the planet which wish humanity ill in some proactive way. And they are, at this point, able to threaten the survival of the human race. Why? Because they act with greater conviction. They're more energetic behind their goals. And when we are as convicted behind love as some people are convicted by hate, this planet will transform. Something that I feel is good is that I do believe there is a new emotional sobriety and a new emotional maturity among the American people, and I do believe that 9/11 had a lot to do with it. You know, we all know the line from Einstein that we will not solve the problems of the world from the level of thinking that we were at when we created them.
And we need to begin to lift the standard of a new ideal, where the traits and the values we see as reserved for our highest honors and respect is the courage to care and the moral imagination to empathize with others. We need to get in touch with the better angels of our being so we can end war before it ends us.
What a Department of Peace will do is give a more sophisticated analysis of what constitutes peace, a more sophisticated and resourceful and expert analysis of what it would take to wage peace in as meaningful and sophisticated way as we now know how to wage war.
We had an institution that was an institution of the ages, that really did have long-term interests at heart and didn't get whipped up into the mass hysteria, understood crowd dynamics, that we could then have a much better chance of avoiding the mistakes and the misjudgments, the misinformation, and the miscalculations that have allowed us so many times to slip into war